We start with breaking news tonight as Fox 8 learns New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell and NOPD officer Jeffrey Vappie have hired well-known criminal defense attorneys as the federal investigation into them continues.
Yeah, sources tell Fox 8 News Cantrell has retained defense lawyer Eddie Castaigne, while Vappie has hired former U.S. Attorney Harry Rosenberg. Here's our latest outside the office investigation. Over the years, Eddie Castaigne has worked on high-profile criminal cases in New Orleans.
He has been doing criminal law for at least 30 and probably a lot more years than that. He has handled many high-profile cases.
Cantrell retains Castaigne as sources say federal investigators have asked questions to witnesses and subpoenaed records. The sources with knowledge of the investigation tell Fox 8 News several city vendors have been questioned whether they provided Cantrell with any gifts or money. The FBI has also subpoenaed records from these vendors. Cantrell has not been accused of any criminal wrongdoing, and our sources didn't say whether these interviews and records provided any proof of a criminal offense.
Well, I think what you may want to look towards here is they're probably looking into whether or not there was any type of quid pro quo, this for that. Like, did the mayor give them something in return for whatever she got from them?
Sources tell us federal investigators continue to look into NOPD officer Jeffrey Vappie, a member of Cantrell's executive protection team who spent on and off duty hours inside the city-owned Upper Puntaba apartment with the mayor and frequently traveled with her on city business. Sources say Vappie has retained former U.S. Attorney Harry Rosenberg.
Harry's another good criminal defense attorney. Harry was a former U.S. attorney. It just indicates to me that everybody's putting in their mouthpieces and putting on their eye black because there may be a coming storm.
Sources tell us the FBI is looking into Vappie's timesheets, although it's important to note Cantrell never signed off on any of his hours. That was assigned to an NOPD officer. Respondee says if the government moves forward with its case, any charges will likely need to be approved in Washington. But Respondee adds the case is moving along enough for Cantrell and Vappie to retain two well-respected defense lawyers.
Mayor Cantrell says she has no intention of firing her communications director, Gregory Joseph, and she accuses the city council of fostering a hostile work environment. As Sabrina Wilson reports, Council President J.P. Morrell reacted quickly.
See how hard this is? I've had it up to here, and I've taken it personally.
Mayor Cantrell isn't happy that her communications director, Gregory Joseph, faces charges leveled by the New Orleans City Council. The council voted to charge Joseph with incompetence, neglect of duty, and gross misconduct. It involves the use of thousands in city funds for a mailer that went out to the public highlighting the administration's accomplishments during the recall drive against Cantrell.
Currently, Gregory Joseph being labeled incompetent. Unbelievable. And a liar?
One of the biggest, most glaring things I feel like I should address off the bat is the investigation regarding the $50,000 of misspent public dollars for that mailer. The council spent $0 on that investigation.
We're monitoring breaking news in two high-profile cases. The man accused of killing former Saint star Will Smith and injuring Smith's wife agrees to plead guilty to manslaughter just ahead of his retrial. That's according to NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune, which reports that Cardell Hayes will plead guilty and be sentenced sometime next week. The U.S. Supreme Court vacated his 2016 conviction for manslaughter and attempted manslaughter because the verdict was not unanimous. Hayes says he acted in self-defense when he shot Smith in 2016 during a road rage incident in the Lower Garden District.
And former St. John Parish Judge Jeff Perilou will remain in jail while he appeals his 2020 conviction on sex crimes. The Louisiana State Supreme Court reversed an appeal court's ruling last month that granted Perilou bond. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison. Prosecutors accused him of methodically grooming and inappropriately touching his daughter's friends. Perilou's attorneys say pretrial publicity tainted the jury.
Loved ones mourn the loss of a mother and her two young children in a St. John the Baptist Parish house fire. Andres Fuentes is live in the community of Mount Airy with more.
Lee, fire crews evacuated the site about an hour ago, but we're still seeing some relatives and loved ones come on by and check out the house behind me and really see where, unfortunately, their relatives took their last breaths. Now, family does confirm that Quintilla Chopin and her 2 children, 7-year-old Germani Edwards and her son, 2-year-old Daryl Edwards Jr., were the 3 victims in this fire.